Omani Peme Hori Omani Peme Hori Omani Peme Hori Omani Peme Omani Peme Hori 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 Omani Peme 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 Omani Peme
Tashi Delek, everybody, how are you? Okay, to start Chenrezik. Okay. Okay, sit in a nice relaxed posture. Then breathe in light. Breathe out. Expel all the stale breath, stale energy, stale all those diseases from your body. Okay, fill with light. Again, push out all negativities from your body. Okay. Fill your body with light like that. Then in your mind, cultivate faith, devotion and bodhicitta, and then bring forth the vast aspiration of the bodhisattva. Think and say that I will bring all motherly sentient beings whose number pervade the vastness of space. I will bring them to the stage of perfect and complete Buddhahood by all means. To do so, I will engage in the meditation and recitation of Chenrezik. Sangye Chedang Soke Chonam La Chanchu Bardo Dani Chansunchi Dagi Gomde Gibe Senam Kindrola Pencher Sangye Drumbarasho. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the noble Sangha, I take refuge until Buddhahood. Through the merits of meditation and recitation, may I accomplish Buddhahood to benefit sentient beings. Sangye Chedang Tsoke Chonam La Jancho Bardo Dani Chasunchi Dagi Gomde Gibe Senam Kindola Pencher Sangye Drombarasho. Semjen Tomjen Dewa Dang Dewe Judan Dembara Juruchi Dunga Dan Dunga Ge Judan Dewara Juruchi Dunga me ben de wa dang me de war juru chi ne ring cha dang dang dalwe tang nyom tse me pala ne bara juru chi. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that is devoid of suffering. May they rest in boundless equanimity, free from desire and hatred to near and far. Semjen, Tomjen, Dewa, Dan, Dewe, Judan, Dembara, Juru, Chi, Dunga, Dan, Dunga, Ge, Judan, Dewara, Juru, Chi, Dunga, Mebe, Dewa, Dan, Midewara, Juru, Chi, Niri, Chadan, Dan, Dewe, Tanyum, Seme, Pala, Nembara, Juru, Chi. Here practice Tonglen. You don't have to do this gesture, I'm just showing you breathing in and breathing out. Or you can just practice giving and taking, mounting on your breath. As you exhale, you give. You should feel that you are actually giving and they actually receiving it. And then likewise, when you inhale, you take. Then you can actually feel the uneasiness, the experience of those suffering or whatever that others feel, that you have to feel that, and you dissolve that into great emptiness. So when you're practicing Tonglen, you should aim onto the general suffering of sentient beings. Like when we do Chenrezik, we mention the general suffering of sentient beings. And then there are like specific suffering of sentient beings, like, things that they want are not achieved, things that they don't want are being experienced, and so forth, all those miseries. So you aim on those, and then you take onto yourself. And then qualities, doesn't matter even if you don't have all qualities. More importantly, the faith and devotion in your heart that you have, that joy and fortune that you have, you give to all sentient beings without holding back. Like that, you have to practice that. So this is a very important aspect of training in bodhicitta, is understanding all sentient beings as our parents. And we as children, sentient beings, we have to recollect, remember their kindness toward us, and we should have the determination that we want to repay their kindness toward us with gratitude. And then by all means, I will do myself, I will benefit all sentient beings. So such should be your commitment. So we talk of bodhicitta all the time, bodhisattva, and all those benefiting sentient beings. If you don't understand this, then we don't really understand of how we need to engage in the practice of bodhisattva. So always remember, it begins by understanding all sentient beings as our parents, giving them our body, our wealth and possession, and our merit that we have accumulated, and taking whatever misery and suffering that sentient beings have onto us as we feel. Then we say, may this kind of experience never ever exist in this world. May this suffice, may this be dissolved into great emptiness, thinking like that. Remember the stanza that the great Pandit, the accomplished and the learned Pandit Ngölchu Togmet, we say, who wrote the 37 practices of Bodhisattvas. In order to attain Buddhahood, if we need to give up our life, what else should we mention about other possessions? So therefore, we should give our wealth and possession, our body, without any clinging or expectations. So this is the practice of Tonglen. You give, you have to engage, you have to think, you have to determine, deliberately intend to yourself, focusing on the suffering of sentient beings, taking onto yourself, like that. So then finally dissolve all concept of subject, object and action, of great compassion into great emptiness, and rest in that state for as long as you can. This is the absolute bodhicitta. And then when you arise from that state, then you can engage in the generation of the deity. Da son kai chai sim chingi chi zun ben kar da wei ting shi le pa cho chenrezik kar se zere ngan den cho ze zun tu je chingi si cha je dang po tal jaran ze o ni shel ten pe kar nam dar da rin chen gen gi te rin dam ban pe te yo se bai me pe u gen chen shab ni dor je kil tron shu ji me da warai ja tem ba cham ni kun de ngor jur. Above the crown of all sentient beings is a white lotus with a moon seed, upon which is a re-syllable that arises as the Supreme Noble Chenrezik. He is luminously white and radiating out 5 color lights. He is handsome, smiling and gazing with eyes of great compassion. He has 4 arms, the 2 upper hands are joined in prayer gesture. while the two lower hands hold a crystal mala and a white lotus. He is adorned in silk and jewels and wearing a deer skin on his shoulder. His head is adorned with Buddha Amitabha on the crown. He is seated with two legs in Dorje Kiltrung and resting his back on a stainless moon. He becomes the essence of the embodiment of all refuges. Jo Kenge Magen Kundo Kar Zo San Ge Ke Ulagen Tuje Chenge Dolai Zik Chenrezik Lai Chancel Jo Kenge Magen Kundo Kar Zo San Ge Ke Ulagen Tuje Chenge Dolai Zik Chenrezik Lai Chancel Jo Kenge Mage Kundo Kar Zo San Ge Ke Ulagen Tuje Chenge Dolai Zik Chenrezik Lai Chancel. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. Pamba Chenrezik Wandang Chojo De Sun Shumba Yin Gewa Seche Tamche La Kune Dangwe Chance Lo Medo Dube Marme De Sherzer Almo La Som Ngejuro Yinken Trene Ben Pamben Soke Shensu So Tomai Mene Dande Bar Mege Chodan Sameng Ai Semne Nyen Mo Wang Juro Ben Dikpa Tamche Shambarak Ninte Range Jancho Sem Soso Keo La Sobe Desum Gewa Jesai Be Senam Lani Daye Ran Semche Namke Samba Dan Loye Jedra Jetawa Chechon Tunmon Tekba Ye Cheke Korlo Kordos Korwa Jese Madon Bar Nyange Meda Tuje Ye Dungal Jansor Jingwa Ye Semjen Namla Zingsu Sel Dagi Senam Chisa Pa Tamche Janchu Jurjurne Ringbo Meto Drowa Ye Jembe Bendo Da Juru Che. To the noble Chenrezik and to the 10 directions and 3 times, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I pay homage with utmost respect. Flowers, incense, lamps and perfumes, food, drinks, music and so forth. I offer these in actuality and manifest it through my mind. Please accept these assemblies of noble ones. From timeless beginning until now, all the 10 non-virtues and the 5 inexpiable actions, and my mind under the influence of afflictive emotions, I confess all of the negativities that I have committed. On the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and individual beings and others' virtues that they have accumulated, and will accumulate in the 3 times, and in the merit they have gained, I rejoice. According to the wishes of sentient beings, befitting the various capabilities of their intellect, on the vehicles of the greater, smaller, and common, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma. Until cyclic existence is completely emptied, do not enter into nirvana, but with great compassion for those drowning in the ocean of suffering, I request you to look upon sentient beings. Whatever virtue I have accumulated, may it become a cause for Buddhahood. Without delaying further for all sentient beings, may I become the glorious one of the Liberator. So Lama Chenrezik so Idam Chenrezik so Pacho Chenrezik so Chamgen Chenrezik so Chamgen Chenrezik tuje zishi Gewa tuje chen Tame korwar Jangme chamjurur Chizeme dunga Nyongwe dowala Gumbohoi kele Chamje mache So namken sange I pray to you, Lama Chenrezik. I pray to you, Idam Chenrezik. I pray to you, Supreme Noble Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Refuge Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Loving Kindness Chenrezik. O victorious, great, compassionate one, hold us with great compassion. Wandering countless lifetimes in endless cyclic existence, sentient beings have experienced unbearable suffering. They have no other refuge beside you, O Protector. Bless them to achieve omniscient Buddhahood. So Lama Chenrezik so Idam Chenrezik so Pacho Chenrezik so Chamgen Chenrezik so Chamgen Chenrezik tuje zishi Gewa tuje chen Tame korwar Jangme chamjurur Chizeme dunga Nyongwe dowala Gumbohoi kele Charje mache So namken sange Tobar jinge lo Tome dune Linge sabe tu shenda wange nge wara ke jurute tsadan dunga nyongwe semchen nan lai cho ke dung do ke wara sho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of anger gives birth in the hell realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of heat and cold be born in your present Supreme Deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome dune lenge sanpe tu serne wangi yindane suke che kondunga nyongwe semchen na shing cho pota la haru ke warasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of greed gives birth in the hungry ghost realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of hunger and thirst be born in the supreme pure realm Potala. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 sai pe tu te mo wangi tu ndoro ke joro te len ko dunga nyong wei sem chen na Khenpo ke zhong du ke war sho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of ignorance and stupidity gives birth in the animal realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of ignorance and stupidity be born in your presence, O Lord Protector. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome du ne lenge sai pe tu de cha wang ye mi ye ne su ke del fon du nga nyong wei sem chen nam de wa chen ge shin du ke war sho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of desire gives birth in the human realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of constant toil and poverty be born in Devachan Puram. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. be tu chando wange lame ne suke ta tse dunga nyongwe sem chen nam pa ta lai shin do ke war sho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of jealousy gives birth in the demigod realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of fighting and quarreling be born in Patala pure realm. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome dune lenge saipe tu ngage wange shaye ne suke potong dunga nyongwe sem chen nam pa ta lai shin do ke war sho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of pride gives birth in the God realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of death and downfall be born in Patala pure realm. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Dani Gishin Gewai Tamjen Du Chenre Zedan Zembai Tsongba Yi Madai Shinge Dronam Drowa Dan Suncho Yegro Choncho Gebarasho Panjo Kelai Zewai Tabe Te Dagi Durjara Jurbe Drowanam Ledre Lulen Giwe Lelai Zendowe Dendo Chedan Dembarasho. Through all of my lifetimes, may I, with the conduct similar to that of Chenrezik, liberate all beings from the impure realms. May the supreme speech of the 6 syllables spread in the 10 directions. By the power of fervent supplication to you, Supreme Noble One, may all beings who become the individuals to be tamed understand cause and effect and exert in virtue, and may they be endowed with the sacred Dharma for benefiting beings. Dendarai Tseche Sendai Ben Pambe Kule Vezerete Mada Lena Trucheja Chinne Dewa Chenge Shin Nanchu Kedru Lungase Chenrezik Wang Kosonto Nandra Rikton Ereme Jur. From praying like this one-pointedly, light radiates out from Noble One's body, purifying impure karmic appearance and deluded concepts. The outer world becomes Devach and pure Ram. The body, speech, and mind of beings within that pure Ram become the wisdom, body, speech, and mind of Chenrezik. All sight, sound, and awareness become inseparable from emptiness. Om Mani Padme Hum Shri Om Mani Padme Hum Shri Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Shri Om Mani Padme Hum Shri Om Mani Padme Hum Shri Om Mani Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Mani Padme Mani Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Hum Re Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Re Dajen Le Nam Pambe Kun Randra Yingen Rumbe Tendo Yeshe Chenpo Long I and others who appear in form is the wisdom body of the Noble One. All reverberations of sounds are the melodies of the 6 syllables. All recollections and thoughts are the vast expanse of the Supreme Primordial Wisdom. Through this merit may I quickly accomplish the powerful Chenrezik. Without leaving a single sentient being behind, may they be placed into the state of Chenrezik. Den darangom de gimbe senom ke dan 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 lai den to ro wa kun mi san lun de boro wa joro mai ta de wa chen du ju de ge wa sho ke ma ta tu sa chu ram de ne through the virtue of performance of the meditation and recitation in this way, may I and all beings who are connected with me, as soon as this impure body is left behind, may we be born miraculously in Dewachen. Having taken the birth there and traversing the 10 bhumis, may our emanations spread in the 10 directions and perform the benefit of others. Now the next part, Chenrezik, visualize all sentient beings joined together with us and engaging in the Chenrezik practice. Manam kandan nyambe simjen tamje lama sangye rimbo chenla chamsu chewo. Manam kandan nyambe simjen tamje sangye chedan gende namla chamsu chewo. Manam kadan nyambe semjen tamje lama yedam kandro tonla jamsu chewo. Manam kadan nyambe semjen tamje rangsem dongsai cheke kula jamsu chewo. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Lama, the precious Buddha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sanghas. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the hosts of Lamas, Siddhams, and Dakinis. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in one's emptiness and luminous mind, Dharma Kaya. Manam kandan nyambe semjen tamje lama sangye rimbo chenlai chamsun chewo. Manam kandan nyambe semjen tamje sangye chedan gende namla chamsu chewo. Manam kadan nyambe semjen tamje lama yedam kandre zonlai chamsu chewo. Manam kadan nyambe semjen tamje rangsem dongsel chege kunlai chamsu chewo. Om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, mani padme hum, mani padme hum, mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum, 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 mani padme hum. Page 23. Le dan lo boro ken le jurba ye den dan ne dan jumbo se wa so sebje me de we ne nam kun jiten kam so jungwar ma jurji Chindai Jime Tishbe Senjai Jin Kiche Chenlai Lusem Derjembe Sotro Nigin Dungai Jene Pa Jeten Kamso Jungwara Majuruchi Chindai Shinje Kanai Tsuban Darai Nike Mengzam Tepe Janjembe Ninchen Bandang Tabe Rimsoi Ki Luchen Kunlai Nebara Majuruchi Nibe Gegre Tongtrai Gechun Dang Loburo Yedro Sumjai Druchu Dang Shija Zajin Nilai Sompa Ye Luchen Kunlai Sewara Majuruchi Lusim dewa malu tongje be jongje tobe donge jene ba malu jejen dando demba dan terene me deke dembarasho lama kunjo sumge demba kandro chejong sume nutu dang lede luwa mebe demba Jitang Oshem Elam Tabse Do Baraisho. Back to page 23 in English. A reason from the karma and adventitious conditions. The demonic attack, diseases, and harm from spirits, and so forth. All of the illnesses that discomfort the minds of sentient beings. May they never arise in the realm of this world. Like the animals herded by a butcher to the slaughterhouse, in an instant their bodies and minds will be separated. Likewise, however many suffering there might be of illness that take lives away, may they never rise in the realm of this world. Like those who have fallen in the mouth of the Shinje, the Lord of Death, those who are terrified merely by the name of illness, the plagues that torment for a day or constantly, may they never harm any sentient being. May the 80,000 types of harmful spirits, the 360 adventitious negative forces, and the 404 types of diseases not harm any sentient being at all. That which robs of the happiness and comfort of the body and mind, whatever kind of suffering of the imbalances of the four elements. May they be pacified, and may beings have luster and power. May they live long, have peace and happiness, and be free from illness. By the great compassion of the three rare precious jewel lamas, by the blessings and power of the Dakinis, Dharmapalas, and protectors, and by the power of the truth of the unfailing cause and result, may all measures of dedications and aspirations that are wished here be accomplished. Through this merit may I attain all-knowing omniscience, and may all enemies of defilements be vanquished. May all sentient beings, pounded by the turbulent waves of birth, death, aging, sickness, and death, be liberated from the ocean of cyclic existence. Just as the heroic Manjushri realized, and Samantabhadra too, I will train in their examples and perfectly dedicate all of these virtues. All of the conquerors of the three times, in whichever way they supremely praise dedication, I too will perfectly dedicate all of my roots of virtue for the excellent conduct. May the supreme precious Bodhicitta arise in whom it has not a reason. Where it has a reason, may it not decline, but may it prosper more and evermore. Okay, so that's how you practice Chenrezik. So keep on cultivating great compassion in your heart, because it is your innate nature. So keep doing so. And so today is questions and answers. So we'll try to take few questions, see if it's any helpful for you all. Okay, question number 1 says, I watched the film Precious Guru this weekend and wondered why Guru Rinpoche is different from Buddha Shakyamuni. Guru Rinpoche is a different manifestation of Buddha. So many Buddhas appear in many different emanations, in many displays. So Guru Rinpoche is one of the displays of Buddha Shakyamuni. Even during the time of Buddha Shakyamuni displayed in many different forms, not just as Buddha Shakyamuni dressed in the sacred robes. That is the general image of Buddha Shakyamuni that many agree, like Buddha Shakyamuni appeared like that, but Buddha Shakyamuni appeared in many, many different ways, in many different forms. Sometimes he would appear in the God realm in a different manifestation, sometimes in the Naga realm, the serpent beings realms, and likewise in the hell being realms and so forth. So there are different emanations that Buddhas manifest in accordance to the mindsets of sentient beings to be tamed. So Guru Rinpoche is one of those emanations. And then, Guru Rinpoche's coming into this world was prophesied by Buddha Shakyamuni himself during the time when Buddha was about to pass into parinirvana or mahaparinirvana. In simple words, it's like Buddha dying, but in the Dharmic terminology, that he is going beyond death, going beyond sorrow, transcending sorrow. So that time, then the followers lamented and cried and wailed, and then requested Buddha Shakyamuni, if you die, who will take care of us? Who will guide? Who will dispel the darkness of sentient beings or the ignorance of sentient beings, and so forth, like that? Then Buddha Shakyamuni said, you don't have to cry, you don't have to feel sad, because 12 years after my parinirvana, my emanation will be miraculously arisen upon the lotus in the lake Dhanakosha. So such prophecy was given by Buddha Shakyamuni himself. So Guru Rinpoche emanated in the lotus in that manner, like that. There are so many different levels of the life and liberation of Buddhas. So for people whose minds are narrow and limited to fantasy, then to them there is this very straightforward description of the life of Buddha Shakyamuni. For those who have greater possibility in their mindset, then even more broader aspect of Buddha's miraculous powers and displays are mentioned. Like you might have probably seen the movie or the film that the Indian director made of the Buddha, called the life story of Buddha, called The Buddha. In there, the life stories are made very simply to fit in the mindset of people with skepticism, doubts. And so very plain stories. There is no magical stories as mentioned or as accounted in the Buddha's life stories are ever depicted in that, because it won't fit. It would just kind of raise more doubts and questions in those mindsets. So very plain story there. But for those people who have vast mind, in that mindset, everything is possible. So the story manifests in a different dimension. That even in the case of Buddha Shakyamuni, we are talking about Buddha Shakyamuni. So Buddha Shakyamuni's life story is narrated differently according to different perspective. In the Theravadin or in the general Buddhist tradition, there is one story. In the Mahayana tradition, there is another story. In the Vajrayana tradition, there is another story. So like that. So it's all because of different mindsets. It's different displays. The Buddha emanated in so many different ways. And then these stories are narrated to different beings befitting their wishes, their intentions, their desire, like that. So Guru Rinpoche, to some people it is difficult to believe or think that Guru Rinpoche is the emanation of Buddha Shakyamuni. And for them it's okay. But for those who have broader mind, Guru Rinpoche emanating from the lotus is totally possible. For someone arising from a lotus is absolutely not possible. Such discussions are immediately dismissed from their mind. So Guru Rinpoche is this miraculous form of Buddha Shakyamuni that came into this world to bring the greater benefit, the direct teachings of Tantra. Buddha Shakyamuni taught those Tantras, but in a very secret manner to very few disciples, or very close chosen disciples only, very limited disciples. When we are saying limited, there is like a certain number in. And even when Buddha Shakyamuni taught some Tantras, there are like millions of followers, disciples, or students who are receiving that. It does not mean that Buddha Shakyamuni didn't teach in vast gathering. He taught to vast gatherings, like in millions and billions, like that. But what he taught secretly, Guru Rinpoche, was to teach to sentient beings openly. So that's why Guru Rinpoche came. So that's the emanation of Guru Rinpoche. So Guru Rinpoche appears differently, and Guru Rinpoche has so many different emanations. Sometimes he appears like a Buddha, Sakya Senge, which is Buddha himself, Guru, king of the lions, or king, the lion king, Buddha, Sakya Senge, we say, the king, the lion of the Sakya, not lion king, is the lion of the Sakya clan, so Sakya Senge, like that. And then Guru sometimes emanating as a king, like Guru Pema Gyalpo, Guru like King Loden Chokse. And sometimes very different, like mystic, tantric, yogi, like, completely unclad but just kind of draped in few clothings, like Guru Nema, Guru rays of the sun, like that. And then other emanations like Guru Padma Sambhava, Guru emanating from the lotus. Sometimes Guru in union with the consort as Guru Soke Dorje, Guru Lotus born or lake born Vajra, like that. And then at times Guru Rinpoche in a very wrathful, terrifying form, like Guru Senge Dradrok and Guru Dorje Drole. So many different emanations of Guru Rinpoche. But in general, we call Guru Rinpoche the lotus born Padma Sambhava. Then you have seen his images or pictures or statues like that. He's dressed in this tantric robes. Inside, he has bodhisattva robes. On top of that, he has the tantric robes. On top of that, he has the monastic robes, like that. And then holding like it's called the trident, like, Khatvanga. And then holding Vajra, and then skull cup with the vase. The vase or the vase filled with the nectar of immortality. So like that, that's the emanation of Guru Rinpoche. So it's just different intent of the Buddhas manifesting for the benefit of sentient beings for in different times of the fortunate eon, we say different times, different So that's Guru Rinpoche's emanation. So Guru Rinpoche emanated in that kind of emanation. So this is that Guru who came or who brought the teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni to the land of the snow-clad mountains called Tibet. And then he stabilized these teachings, and then these were taught, translated, and practiced, and then the realization arose in those students that Guru Rinpoche gave these teachings. And not only that, those teachings that he saw that this would benefit in the future generations, that he concealed, he buried as treasures in different places, in different parts of the world, not only just in Tibet but everywhere, hid as treasures in different forms, like some under the earth, some in the rocks or under the sea, and all of those things in different forms like that. And some he entrusted within the minds of those fortunate students. So some concealed in this sky, in the space and the vault of the sky, like that. So many different ways. So in future, that his emanation that he prophesied would come and reveal these teachings. So these are some of the emanations of, or the manifestations of Guru Rinpoche. So Guru Rinpoche looks different. But whatever the Buddha teaches, whatever the Buddha taught, whatever Guru Rinpoche taught, they are indistinguishable. They are the same, because it is teaching sentient beings to awaken them from ignorance and to attain their own true nature, which is Buddhahood. That is the only intention. That is the one and only intention of Buddha's teachings, is to wake sentient beings up from the deep sleep of ignorance. That's second question is, hello Khenpo, how do we practice shamatha? How to practice shamatha just like we did in Chenrezik. Shamatha is calming yourself, calming meaning your body, calming your speech, calming your mind. So like that, shamatha. So resting. So body not moving too much. So you can sit for a long time like that. Calming your speech, you don't talk, you don't speak, you don't utter anything, you don't express. So just kind of not doing anything with your speech. No recitation during shamatha, just. And then calming your mind is your mind, you look where your mind is going. So your mind gets distracted, it goes somewhere else. You again bring your mind and then place. You fix your mind, you kind of tie your mind onto a peg, so then it doesn't go anywhere. Like that. That's how you do shamatha. And to practice shamatha, you can use the image of a Buddha. So it can be like a postcard. It shouldn't be big picture. It should be just like a postcard size, or like that, like it can be a little bit smaller or like postcard size. When your eyes gazes, your eyes don't have to move around to look at. If the picture is big, then you have to kind of roll your eyes to see. So this is a small image that your eyes can see the entire picture of the Buddha. And also during shamatha, the image of Buddha is very simple, unelaborated. Just, dressed in the monastic robe and then holding the begging bowl or like that. So different Buddha gesture, like that posture. Again, like that, very simple. No clouds, no rainbows, no those 5 colors and anything. Just simple Buddha picture like that. And you look into that picture and then remain focused onto that one. Or sometimes you can use any object in front. If you don't have a picture, you could use an object, and onto that object you just kind of fixate your mind like that. So that's how you do shamatha. Or sometimes you can also fixate your mind on your breath. So you breathe out, you breathe in, you count 1. You breathe out, you breathe in, you count 2. You breathe out, you breathe in, you count 3. You breathe out, and like that you count 7. Again you start from 1. No gestures. I'm just showing you like that. So you do that one. 7. So you should be able to do 7 sets of 7, and later on you can do like 21. So 1, 2, 3, and 21. Again, once you have done 21, start from 1 again. So you're breathing and you're focusing on your breath. So you breathe out and breathe in. You count 1. Again, you count 2, like that. So that's how you do the shamatha practice. It's to calm your mind or to focus your mind in one concentration, in one pointed concentration. That's shamatha. If you're distracted, then it's not shamatha. So whenever you're distracted, immediately you have to catch yourself and what are you doing? I'm meditating. So focusing on the Buddha. So practicing like that. So you don't let your mind drift. If your mind's drifted, then there is no awareness. You're not mindful. You are absent-minded. Then if one thought strike another thought, spark another thought, and so forth, then you are chasing after your thought. Then you're not there. So those distraction or sleep, like you don't know what's happening, after a while you fall asleep, like that kind of where there's no clarity or wakefulness is also not shamatha. So shamatha is just resting. You're not letting any kind of misdirection. What you do is your gaze is focused here. So again, you don't want any kind of sound to distract you, any kind of smell to distract you, or taste or body sensation to distract you. So just whatever happens, you just focus on that image and you practice like that. So shamatha is a very important meditation. If you have good shamatha, stable shamatha, then it helps in all the other practices. This is the foundation of meditation. And shamatha meditation is common to all traditions, not only just to Buddhist. It is a non-Buddhist tradition. It's like focus and concentration. Through shamatha, lot of benefits or result can be achieved through shamatha. Worldly benefits, even magical powers. Yeah. So shamatha is practiced like that. So that's just like general introduction, but you can read about shamatha meditation. Not only read, but what it is explained, you have to implement or engage in your practice. And then the main thing is you should be able to remain without distraction, but be in focused and concentrated meditation. Okay, so that is shamatha. There are other methods of calming your mind and so forth, but these are just the basic one. Using Buddha picture, using your breath, like that. There's no chanting in shamatha. So I guess this is just next question is, sometimes Dharma practice feels like just another worldly obligation, and my mind starts to form some resentment against practice. In these times, is it best to just force myself to practice through willpower, setting aside my feelings along with my likes and dislikes as irrelevant? Or is there a way to convince my inner feelings that this is not just a punishing obligation, but rather a freeing opportunity, and in this way not to go against emotion? Dharma practice is very precious. It depends on how much you value Dharma. If you don't see the value of Dharma, you will not practice. Like ordinary people, they don't think Dharma is important. They don't see the worth of Dharma at all. So they don't care to practice. The Dharma is what we call as this one medicine that cures all ailments, all diseases. Dharma, nothing else. There is nothing that can compare to Dharma. So you have to value Dharma, meaning how you appreciate Dharma. These days we see Dharma everywhere on the internet, Google, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever you want to mention. So when you see a lot, then you have less appreciation. Like when you are living by a river, you don't appreciate the value of water. But if you are in a desert, you'll value and know how precious water is. Similarly, like that, this Dharma teachings that is flooding the internet does not help practitioners. It helps some for those who are searching, but for those who have already received Dharma and have set on the path, those are not helpful. They actually kind of make you jaded. So that's the reason there are teachings that are kept secret, hidden. Because when those teachings fall into the hands of those who are not matured or not right vessel to contain at that moment, that teachings become useless, does not benefit. In fact, it kind of creates a damage, or like it creates other defects, like jading. So whatever it is, Dharma, there's so many different levels of Dharma, but Dharma is Dharma. Dharma is what benefits our mind, what protects our mind, what fixes our mind. Dharma is called Chop, it's called, it fixes, it protects. That is the meaning of Dharma. Is like it mends, it fixes, it does something, and it protects. That's the meaning, the definition of Dharma. So any Dharma does that thing. It fixes, it protects. All Dharma has this quality. So then, even if it is one word of the Buddha, if you value, seeing that this is the precious word, the precious speech, the precious teaching of the Buddha, then you will regard, you will have greater appreciation, you will have greater respect, devotion. You will treasure it, that this is precious. If you don't see the value, you'll toss it in the garbage. You'll throw it. You will won't care. You will just kind of have it scattered all over your house, all over your place. There's no order. It's mixed together with your like daily newspaper or your whatever you might have, your worldly books and so forth. It's all mixed together. It's cluttered because you don't value. There's no difference between ordinary book and Dharma because you see that it's exactly the same. You don't regard any value in Dharma books. But when you have the appreciation or the understanding, the worth, the preciousness of that one, then you will cherish it. You will take good care of it. So this is what Dharma is. In everything it's there. It's not like, oh, I didn't get that precious Dharma, so I won't practice. I'll only practice when I get that precious Dharma. That's a wrong mentality. That's a mistaken intention. Shouldn't be like that. Whatever comes in your hand, you have to practice. Because Dharma is telling about abandoning negativities. Because it will cause suffering sooner or later. Negativities will cause suffering, for sure. And Dharma is teaching to cultivate positivity, virtue, goodness. It will benefit. Even if it does not benefit now, it will benefit for sure. So that's why Dharma has this protection. Dharma has the power to mend, the power to fix. The word is che. It's to it can change. What? Change that afflicted mind. More and more we associate with Dharma, our affliction will come down. More and more we practice Dharma, the Dharma will protect us. Nothing else in samsara will protect us, only Dharma. Remember, In our offering prayers, we say, the Supreme Teacher, the precious Buddha, the Supreme Teacher, we say. The precious Holy Dharma, the Supreme Protector. Remember, Buddha cannot protect. It's only the Dharma that can protect. So therefore you have to think in that way. And then when you set your mind in that way, then naturally you will practice. You have to think and think again of Dharma. So, and even if you don't like it, you have to push yourself to practicing it. Because our habitual mind of samsara doesn't want to practice Dharma. It just wants to be distracted away from things that can benefit us. Because it only engages in that selfish habit of ours. That's all. So Dharma, when we adopt as our practice, then we are able to get rid of that selfish habit. There's no other way of doing it. You have to practice and practice. So, and then you have to, what does Dharma teach is one thing: impermanence. We always think, oh, I will do tomorrow, I will do next month, or I will do next year. That's how we always push our practice. I will do when I have the proper situations, when I have the time, and so on and so forth. We always have conditions. We always plan in that way. But Buddha Shakyamuni taught that even himself, who attained Buddhahood, passed away from this life. He taught impermanence. We have to think like that, so we need to practice. So if you think of impermanence, then you will utilize your time to practicing Dharma. If you don't think of impermanence, then you think like, oh, I will live for eternity, I will never die, I would at least live to be 100 or more, like that. Then you always, that is the samsaric mind that has stupidity and arrogance, laziness, like that. Having that confidence in ignorance. And that is what obstructs us in practicing Dharma. So think and think properly, think wisely. Dharma is the only thing that's going to benefit us here now, us in future. Dharma is what will bring the benefit of all sentient beings. So think like that and practice. So when you value, so I would discourage you to read all those materials from the internet and so forth. Now, what your teacher gave you is enough. You don't need anything more. What your daily practice that you have is enough. Just like Chenrezik practice, you can do that. You don't have to drool over somebody else's practice. And when you don't practice, then all those mixed kind of feelings, that's samsaric mind. Likes, dislikes, good, bad, or laziness, and depression, loneliness, all of those frustrations, they will follow suit. But if you have faith and devotion in your mind, appreciation of this life and the appreciation of the fortune of meeting the Dharma, then your life doesn't have to be a glorified life. It can be a very simple life, but with a lot of fulfillment, a lot of riches, a lot of essence in it. You don't have to compare with anybody. Your life will be very joyful, very happy, meaningful in its own way. You don't have to compare with anybody. It will become beyond comparison. So that's how you should practice. How should I think about and build confidence in rebirth? Rebirth, yes. I think there was one same thing, isn't it? Oh yeah. I think this one can be answered together. While I have faith in cause and effect continually, and coexistence of samsara and nirvana is an absolute, is rebirth of the individual an absolute truth, or a relative truth meant to guide us to the absolute truth? How should I think about and build confidence in rebirth? This is the hardest question to be answered. To instill the mindset believing in life after or life before, like that. It is just the way of how we habituated in samsara. Now, many lifetimes we had never even heard of rebirth. In this life we kind of talk about rebirth. Even if you don't believe, we kind of at least bring the word rebirth in our mouth, like that. It's good enough. In many lives we never believed in rebirth at all. We wandered in samsara like that way. Even if we didn't believe, we were hurled in samsara in this way. Even after hearing the teachings of the Buddha, it's hard to believe of life after and so forth. It is our habitual mind. So those who don't believe in life after and so forth, we can't blame. It's the samsaric habitual mind. Whether for you to believe or not believe, it's up to you. No. And you have to dig in the teachings of the Buddha, and until you gain confidence. If you understand cause and effect, then there is no need for us to argue about life after, life before. Cause and effect is what talks about life after and life before. You can kind of compare to your life what you ate this morning, what you'll eat now, what you'll experience tomorrow. What you ate yesterday kind of either helps you or does not help you. Or what you're eating now will either help you tomorrow or not. Likewise, what you did when you were younger, has it helped you? Has it not helped you? What you're doing now, will it contribute to your health in the future or not? Is a very simple example of action and the result of action. This kind of result and the cause of the result and so forth goes on and on and on. So for Buddhists, this death is not the end of life. It's actually another beginning of a life. So like that. So for others, They don't believe. They think death is the dead end. Death, then finished. You dissolve into space, and then you don't have to follow any traces. That's what some think. So for them, for those kind of thinkers, there is no karma, no life, no after death. It's done. No more cause. They think like that, and they think that's the truth. And some think that we are made to be like this, and then there is some kind of destiny, and so forth like that. They think like that. Whether it's true or not, they will come to understand. And Buddhists, we think that there was life before. Then we have life now. What caused from the seed or the cause of the previous conditions gave this result of this birth. And likewise, whatever we are causing in this life will give rise to the result of future lives and so forth. We believe like that. Whether it's true or not, we will come to understand. We will experience that. So the truth can only be one. Maybe we are wrong, maybe they are right, maybe they are wrong, or maybe we are right. So we don't know. We cannot argue, we cannot compel them to believe in life after or so forth. So, but the truth can only be one. So unless you know the truth, you will circle in samsara wherever you are. Even if you are Buddhist, if you don't realize the truth, we will wander in samsara. And likewise, those who don't believe in the Buddhist teachings or in the teachings of cause and effect, regardless whether they believe or not, they will experience whatever is the truth. So then the truth, and here it comes, then we say the relative truth and the absolute truth. The relative truth is how it appears to all of us. The relative truth has so many different levels. Like, for example, water we see as something to be drunk, and to quench our thirst. But for fishes, they think that it is their home. And then for hell beings, this appears to them as molten lava, as weapons. And to those hungry ghosts, this water appears to them as blood and pus. So many different. So it's all relative, how one thing can appear so differently to different mindsets because of their karma is called relative. The absolute is only one. What is the true nature of that one is only one. The true nature of all that relative experience of ours is only one. So, in order for us to understand the relative, then we need to train, practice, discipline ourselves, and to surface our mind's habit. We need to purify our mind. We need to clear our mind from negativities, cultivating positivity. And positivity to the extent of complete perfection. That is how we come to realize the absolute nature of relative truth. The absolute nature of relative truth. It's how we transcend this mind that seems to appear in so many different ways. So disciplining our mind, training in these different aspects. So then we come to perfecting relative, which we call perfecting the relative or realizing the relative. And then absolute is wisdom. It's not realized by mind. Absolute is non-conceptual, so that's wisdom dimension. So in order to understand the absolute, one has to transcend mind and concept and so forth. Like that. So if you learn about cause and effect, and if you investigate, examine thoroughly on cause and effect, it's a very good subject to study. Even if you cannot study in great length, you can study the words of my perfect teacher. In the section of the infallibility of cause and effect, it mentions very clearly about karma. Karma has so many different aspects. That's like the backfire of karma, the after effect of karma. Karma and so forth. It's called Jabajatun, Nyongwajatun, and so on and so forth. These words are kind of difficult to translate, but it's translated or it's explained in the words of my perfect teacher. You can read that, then you understand. Why are we the way we are is explained there. And why we do the things that we do because of our habit is explained there. And what will we experience because we did the way we were forced to do is explained there. So that's karma, how karma backfires. In this way, you will understand that. Karma is what causes this various life forms in samsara. So then when you study that, then you will also come to understand about cause and effect. So you will see that life does not end here. Life goes on and on. Then you will come to understand, the nature of karma. Of course, the nature of karma, the absolute understanding of the nature of karma is the absolute nature. The absolute nature which is beyond mind, beyond concept, transcending mind. Like that. That is understanding the absolute interdependence. So through understanding karma, you will understand wisdom. Through understanding karma, you will understand the true nature of relative. Through understanding karma will trigger your faith and devotion, the preciousness, the value, the appreciation of the. Because these are these are the ways of how we can bring forth the understanding of the infallible nature, the interdependent nature of the relative, the unfailing nature of cause and effect, the unborn nature of emptiness, all understood through such precious teachings. So studying on karma is not like a low-level teachings for Buddhists. This is actually the highest teachings of the Buddha, is to understand interdependence, cause and effect. Okay, so whatever it be, so always think that we are so fortunate to have this life, that we have met or we have come across the teachings of the Buddha, we have met those precious teachers who held the lineage and who transmitted us these teachings. So then we have all of those, whatever we need, are completely transferred or handed on to us. Now all we need to do is appreciate it and then put it into practice. I remember one of my friends, he said that the teacher gave everything except for the orange on his table. So I'm working on that one. The one is not given. So that's what he said, it's like that. So we tend to practice in that way. We always drool for something else and we forget to appreciate what is already in our hands. Okay, so everybody stay well, keep practicing, and then we'll do a short dedication of this one. Sonam the Chenrezik Meditation, Dharma Pamjashi. Kegana Shibanung Trubai, Sid Be Sole Drawer Show, Jambel Bao, Jidar Kembano. Kundo Zangbo de Yang, Dejin de Da Kungi Jeso Dao, Gewa de Da, Tamche Rapton. The Zoom Shake Be Gewa, Tamche King, Owa Gangla, Chotung of Dagi Gewe, Zawa de Genja. Sangbo Cheche Raptung Origi, Jangshu, Semcho Rimboche, Make Panam, Kejuch. Keba Nyamba Mebayang, Gone Gondo Ferro Show, Jangshu, Semda Midrushi, Jangshu, Chala Shovan. Sange Namki Yongzunji, Dugil and Nampambershu, Jangshu, Semba Namkini, Roden Tula Bondushu. Gombo Yini Gangongba, Semchen Namla Dejushu, Semchen Tamche Dedon, Denjurchi, Ngendro Tamchen, Tado Tombashu. Jangshu, Semba Ganda Sarjupa, Deda Kungi Melam Dru Barasho, Kenlo, Chesum Ring Loksha, Samling Sasum Chapar. Doju Chosum Nawada, Midra Desum Gele Show. Okay, everybody, stay well, and then we'll see you soon. Good night. Tashi Delek.